talk about Chris for a second with you guys. Not with you. I just want to talk about him being a reluctant singer, at first at least, and just kind of finding his way to being the lead there. Just give me an idea of how did that stay hidden? Because honestly, like, I mean, really, I've listened to it, and it's out there, man. Like, you've got that classic, you guys say that you're going for the classic sound.
Oh, totally.
You can hear it in your voice.
Thank
like,
you.
you have that emulation there.
Right on.
So, like, I mean, honestly, what, I will include you in this. What kind of, you know, what was it that stopped you from doing it before? You have what it takes to do what you're looking to do.
It takes a lot of balls to sing on the stage, man.
I kept telling him.
It takes a lot of balls. Like I tried it.
Yeah, yeah.
It's scary.
Yeah.
And different from playing bass for you as well? Like,
Well,
is
like
that
I was
totally
still playing bass while I was.
Okay.
Like we would.
Yeah,
you would still be playing the guitar, and
Right.
I'd still be playing bass, but you know, every other song we'd switch, or
Right,
we'd,
okay.
you know, have like.
I found he was good at like Back in Black when we covered that one.
Right, right, yeah.
He could say the words quickly. I was
Yeah,
always,
I've got the fast.
yeah,
that's
I was always
happening.
kind of like, I don't know. I don't even think my brain can come up with these words fast enough.
No worries.
But yeah, no, I knew he could sing, like, but, and I kept telling him, I'm like, you should, because he was always like, oh, we need to look for a singer, especially after Leighton left. We need a different singer. I'm like, what are you talking about? You sing really, like, I thought you sang really well.
I always thought he
and I was
could
like,
sing
you
better
should be
than
the
me.
singer, man. Like, your voice fits with our music. And yeah, I think it was just like getting
Yeah.
more comfortable with the idea, and also,
And kind of finding myself
Yeah.
as well.
Right, yeah.
Right.
yeah.
Because it was a surprise for me, I gotta say at the beginning when you said that, because you do fit that well for again, the description of the way you guys write of what you're looking to sound
Oh,
like.
totally, yeah.
It is what you sound like.
Yeah,
And I think that's you know, something
Yeah.
to be said, because you can certainly get a lot of, you know, misleading bios or misleading one clip of a band or whatever, and it's not a representation of them. But from what I can see, you guys feel like a cohesive unit, and you're putting out a consistent thing as well. So that's
We're always going to be true to ourselves.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like the bands that have stuck around and the bands that are still
Still going.
relevant and awesome.
Right.
You know, like Rush, Maiden. You
Dio.
know, they never tried to conform to anybody.
Yeah.
You know, like they were like, this is what we make. If you don't like it, don't come to our shows.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, if you like it, come to our shows.
That's how we
That's
are.
how we want to. You know, that's how we want to do it.
Yeah.
Is this is something that we're really happy with. This is something that is a representation of us.
Right.
And we're gonna, you know, put it out there, and if people like it, they'll come see us, or they'll buy the album, or you know, if they don't like it,
That's
hopefully
okay.
they don't say anything too mean about it.
Yeah.
So if I was, you know, and I have, you know, found your music online and whatnot, I want to shout out Iron Kingdom somehow. I want to talk to Chris. I want to talk to Kenny. I want to talk to Amanda. I want to talk to Leighton. Are you guys accessible?
Oh,
that
totally.
way, or like,
Oh, yeah. You shoot us a message on any of our sites or whatever, we'll
We'll
reply.
respond.
You know,
Okay.
we're not, like, the fans are huge to us, right? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
if we can, we love playing shows, we love seeing other people as excited as we are when we're playing, you know what I mean? Like, it's as much of an experience for them as it is for us, I hope. And, and it's, sorry, what was the question again?
Oh, are we like
Are we accessible?
Oh, accessible, yeah.
I think
So, and like, we'll talk to people after shows, and, you know, if you want to say something to us, you know, go ahead, right?
Well, and like on our, like there's our Facebook page, and you can
email us.
Yeah, you can
you
email
can.
us there. Also, like our website, we have like a contact page.
Website
you can, like,
being, sorry, I missed the name there. It was
Oh.
www.
Iron-Kingdom.
There we go. All right. Okay, that's all right.
Alright.
Nice promo plug for you
Yeah.
guys. Make sure that's in there.
Which she designed, by the way.
Oh yeah,
Okay,
but
cool.
I need to. I have a way better design.
work in
It's-
Actually, we have a really cool design. It's just there's
it's
like
just
little
I'm the
things
one
that we
who's
haven't
designing
quite.
and coding it, and I'm not
Yeah.
that good at coding, so
Right.
I gotta catch up
Yeah.
that way. But I have a really cool idea. Right now, it's not
Yeah.
the greatest looking. But
No, it's really exciting. It's just getting it up and
Yeah.
live and working
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
I think once it's up, though, people will kind of be like, "Hey, that was really creative." Like, I don't know.
Right.
yeah.
Well, coding's
That's-
kind of like reading the newspaper backwards multiple times. Again.
Yeah.
It's,
Stuff. Like anybody that's
Might
put
as well
time
be
into
in
it
Yeah.
knows it's.
I've had a small brush with it, and it's
Yeah, no. You know,
It's learning the language of the
9 pages
computer.
of code, you're missing a dash, and the
Yeah,
whole thing
yeah,
doesn't
it
work.
doesn't
Like,
nothing works.
what does Iron Kingdom want to communicate with their fans the most? Like, what do you guys want to talk to these guys about? What is it that you're trying to say?
so.
Word man.
Yeah.
Oh, now you put me on the spot.
Don't worry, I'll go right out
I've
here.
heard thousands of bands where they don't even let the bass player speak.
I do get shit on as a bass player. People are like, oh, you're the bass player.
That's how
Like,
it goes.
you know, nobody cares about
Hey,
you.
that's what I get as a drummer.
Yeah, you know.
Like,
It's
oh.
the rhythm section.
Yeah,
Nobody likes
yeah.
the rhythm section for some
Yeah.
reason. I guess mainly what we want to get across is real music isn't dead.
Yeah.
You know, popular music sucks.
Mhm.
It's all dubstep and, you know, like,
Yeah, top 40.
you know, and like
Right.
every song sounds the same on the radio.
Oh yeah, and then
You know,
there's like artists that are like taking Led Zeppelin songs and just totally screwing them up.
I went
and
I went to
whatever,
a
and
story
it's just like,
yesterday.
oh my gosh.
I went to a
Write
story
a song.
yesterday, and there was this like I'm not against hip hop in any way if it's real good hip hop, but there was this really crappy rap song on
Right.
the radio in the store,
Yeah.
and you know I'm listening to it. And I'm like, something about this sounds familiar, and it was Iron Man. It's the sample that they were using,
Really? Oh, wow.
and just totally butchering, you know. But it's just like, you know, I realize some people aren't musically inclined, and they have to use a computer to make music.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between making good music
Absolutely.
and making absolute garbage.
Absolutely.
And you know, so I guess what we want to get across is
And
good music.
This is real.
this,
Yeah.
yeah, real,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you know, stuff that is supposed to, you know, like I don't know where we're gonna end up in the next whatever, right?
Mhm.
And I don't know if anybody's gonna even care who we were in 10 years from now.
Mhm.
Hopefully they will. But the point is that we're trying to make music that people in the future can look back on and say, hey, that was cool. Like, you know, there's albums that we listen to that are from the early 70s and
Mhm.
like late 60s, whatever, all the way up till nowadays.
Yeah, if it's
And
good,
if it's good, it
for
lasts.
you,
Like,
yeah,
And it will connect with
If
people.
Pink Floyd The Wall isn't
Mhm.
still being listened to in the next 30 years or something, I'd be kind of surprised,
Right.
to be honest.
Yeah.
It's like real music lasts, and there's a lot of stuff out there nowadays that I find, you know, they're just out to make a quick buck, and
Mhm.
then they're gonna be gone, and
There's
you
just
know-
flashes in the fan.
Absolutely true.
And,
Yeah, and
you
they're
know,
like-
like,
We're also in
copy
the
whoever's-
computer generation. Everything's with computers now.
Yeah.
And-
you never know what's real, what's fake.
yeah,
A
and
lot of people just don't even bother to play instruments, it seems.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, they get the sample sound that they need to go and
Yeah.
push the right button, right?
you know,
Which
all
yeah,
done
like it
with
works for some
computers.
people, but like for us, we're more like traditional.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
And like, and yeah, I guess
Totally.
in lots
but
of ways.
you know, we all grew up listening to Maiden.
Yeah.
and like
you know,
Deep
like,
Purple.
I found Maiden when I was 9 years old.
Really?
Like and I'm like a religious Maiden fan.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Maiden
See 'em
is
every
my
time they're
religion.
coming through.
Yeah, oh
Like,
yeah.
I mean, those
In
guys are
Seattle
still
and
touring.
here.
No, I've seen them
relentlessly,
6
like-
times in 3 tours.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy
And
cow.
3 times we're on the floor right at the front.
Right.
Like, you know, Steve Harris is the reason I play bass. Like,
Right. Yeah.
you know, and that's where a lot of the themes come from too, is growing up listening to Maiden.
Right.
But I found a lot of the times, like older guys, just around the school and stuff, would see me in a Maiden shirt and be like, "Aren't you a little young to listen to Maiden?"
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's like, no,
No, yeah.
you know, I'm not too young for
Yeah.
real music.
Yeah.
you
Good
know?
music lasts forever.
We want to see good music stick around
Mhm.
and not fall
And
by
not
the
just-
wayside
Oh, totally.
as everybody, you know.
Feels like it seems the world's trying to make that happen, and
Well, the
we're the
world,
resistance.
the media is trying to pump out clones.
yeah, that's the.
They don't
thing
want you to
about
think
it.
for yourselves.
What do you think the general, like, what is the general population's view of metal, though? What,
Oh.
how do they see it?
Well, they see it as,
Just
I think
boys.
more is like metal as it's become, because the
Yeah.
early years of metal, a lot of it was based on virtuosity, right?
Right.
The guitarists were
Oh.
insane,
Oh,
and you
yeah.
know, like
Vocalists
complicated
were
And-
like
and
musical
melodies
arrangements
and-
and stuff.
Right.
And
Yeah,
then you saw this trend
orchestrations.
where it just went heavier and heavier and heavier. Who was the heaviest? Who was the baddest?
Yeah.
Who was the loudest?
Yeah.
And
know,
and that's cool for a,
Yeah,
a
there's a
while,
lot of,
right?
like,
Right,
awesome
you know,
bands.
hey,
Yeah.
I listened to death
Megadeth,
metal,
whatever.
Yeah.
Like
you
it's,
know,
it's cool stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Monomother.
you know, like
Yeah.
I listened to all kinds of metal, but
But you can tell,
That's-
like, at the same time,
Yeah.
metal
changed
kind of forced itself
drastically,
into
yeah.
a corner almost with that.
But like that's the public perspective or perception
Totally.
of metal. Is,
So we say we're metal.
Right.
you know, and
And
people
they
are
say-
like, you know,
They're like, oh, I'm not into
yeah, I
Right,
don't like
yeah.
metal.
Yeah, it's like
And
really
then
It's
it's
good,
like,
you
that's
don't-
what I'm
yeah.
kind of driving at here, is that it somehow became like a dirty
Yeah,
word
yeah.
almost.
Oh,
which
yeah.
I
They're
don't
like,
really
oh, metal.
understand.
Yeah, like when we
You
say
know?
we're a metal band, you know, we don't just leave it at we're a metal band.
Right.
We always
We're
have to
like-
say,
we're like
you know, like Judas
traditional
Priest, the
we're
Scorpions,
Yeah, and
Deep
then they're like,
Purple, you know.
like the 80s metal, like,
Yeah.
you know, and,
Yeah.
and
but not like the hair.
And at the same time that
Yeah,
we're
and-
saying,
Glam. It's like the traditional.
yeah, I've gotten that a couple
Yeah.
times. You know,
Yeah,
we're
and
a
I-
hair metal band.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
my
we're like,
hair
no,
metal
our
band.
music's not
I've said that to a couple people. Like, oh, you guys are hair metal. Dude, I'm bald. I got a beard. How many hair metal bands had bald? That, you know, had a guy that was bald with a beard. Like, you know.
we're not playing this music to be popular or whatever.
Yeah, we just really
this is the
enjoy-
music we
yeah.
love. This is
Right.
what we want to play.
This is what
If
we've
you
been
like it, you
listening
like
to
it. If
Yeah.
you don't, you
There you
don't.
go. Yeah.
If it's considered more popular than the heavy stuff,
Mm.
then I guess in a way maybe we'll be able to tour a little more, whatever, right?
Right.
And that's just a benefit of that style, I guess. But,
But we wanna
we're
go
doing it for the
for-
reasons that
yeah.
we love it, not
Yeah.
because
Right.
We don't
it's-
see any
yeah.
like financial, like heavy financial gain. You know,
Right.
we're not doing this to make a shitload of money.
No.
It's not that day and age anymore.
No,
really,
no,
or at
no.
least to start with that goal.
Oh,
Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, you guys
To
are
do
coming
that,
at
you
it
gotta
from-
like,
yeah.
you know, drop half a drum kit.
Right.
Oh yeah.
You know,
well,
like,
mainly
like,
you just
you
gotta
know,
be like
turn
a singer,
down
like a
everything
solo singer.
and sit there in a coffee shop.
Pretty
the
much.
acoustic
Right?
guitar, yeah.
That's how you make money these days.
Yeah.
Like,
And even them, they're not. Well,
Yeah.
some of them make it, but you know.
Yeah.
I went through listening to all different types of music, but metal just really stuck when I first heard like Black Sabbath, Judas Priest, Rush, Scorpions, all that.
Yeah.
And from there it transitioned to heavier bands, you know, Pantera, Death, Morbid Angel, all that stuff.
So,
But once I found I appreciated the heavy stuff more, I could branch out, and
right.
yeah, it really helped. But
Anybody.
now with Iron Kingdom, it's back to what I grew up listening to, so it's awesome.
With some influences of like
But
other,
yeah,
other
Yeah,
places.
Right.
and we're not like when we say we're traditional metal, like we started out like our first album. You can almost like hear
It's almost like
songs.
hard rock.
yeah.
Yeah, it's,
Kind of.
it's almost like
which
hard
is
rock.
what metal was back in the day. Was
Sure.
Oh, totally.
straddled that
Absolutely.
fine line,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And like that's really cool. But at the same time, you know, where we're going or where we're okay to go wherever our music takes us, right? Like if it feels right and if it's exciting, we'll give it a shot. And
Metal's always had that kind of progressive, or a lot of metals
Mhm.
always had that progressive streak to it.
Mhm.
You know, if the song sounds good, you know, we're not gonna cut out a
we're not
part
Yeah.
gonna.
just to conform to something that we did previously. or
Yeah.
Something
Right.
that somebody's telling us we shouldn't do.
Oh yeah.
Right.
You know, but if it sounds good, it sounds good.
It's in
You know,
there,
if it's
yeah,
good
for
music,
sure.
it's good music.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. And like something that I've always kind of thought was really cool about Judas Priest was, and I don't know if they did it on purpose or not, but they always kind of said that they liked the idea that every album kind of had a different sound, a different feel to it. And you could tell that they were always kind of progressing somewhere. Like, you know, you listen to their first
Like
album,
Blind Guardian.
you listen to like Rock-a-Rolla, and then you listen to Painkiller. Like,
Yeah.
Right. Right.
this can't be the same band.
Right.
But,
Yeah. Exactly.
but it is.
Yeah.
If you listen to
Very,
the progression, oh, totally is Judas
Sound,
Priest.
right?
Right.
But there's a respect for the fact that they are playing music.
Yeah, they're creating
They have their
their
own style.
They have real instruments.
Right.
Yeah,
hanging
and
around,
they're not afraid to go up on stage and play and give you a real show.
Mhm.
And I think that's, you know, they could be saying the same kind of message, right?
Mhm.
So, but ours is, you know, on the metal side, and we want to show people that metal.
Also, especially
It
like
can
our
be-
type of metal, like
Yeah.
there's really no one else that plays like traditional style
not
metal
like
here.
exactly how we play it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never really, I haven't heard too many bands come out nowadays that play like we do.
No.
Yeah.
They do the traditional, but it's got more of the speed metal in it.
Right.
It's got more like, it's more the, you know, like Overkill, Tokyo Blade, kind of like faster, kind of 80s metal.
Right.
which I think is
Right.
fucking sweet.
Which is sweet. You know, it's totally sweet,
Yeah.
but we kind of come more from the hard rock.
Right.
Yeah, I think
Side
our
of it.
roots kind of started there
Yeah.
rather than in the.
Well, and we are changing. Like
Yeah,
no,
no,
we're
and
progressing.
getting, you know, but it's still like there's
our original
that
sound is
different
way different.
in
I
energy
think.
as
Like,
well. Like we'll do fast, but it's almost in a different way.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not so driving. It's like fast melody.
Yeah.
and at the same time, though, like when we were saying that now you can find more traditional bands kind of coming out of the wherever. I honestly, we started off the only band that was like willing to do it.
Right.
When we started, I was like, man, I love this music. I'm gonna make a band that's like this. Like, I mean, it wasn't quite
we
that
had no
set,
idea
but
other people were thinking the same way.
but basically we found bands in Toronto and in like Sweden and all over the world
Alberta.
that are starting to come
Yeah.
play the same kind of
same,
thing, and it's
yeah.
like, holy, there's a whole scene for this.
Yeah.
We knew
Yeah,
nothing
we
about
had
it. We
no
just
idea.
played this music.
Right.
This is just the music
And-
we wanted to play.
and people-
then apparently it's like
It's getting
weird
bigger in
surge.
certain
Absolutely.
parts of
It's
the world.
yeah, like Europe, it's becoming
Yeah.
Yeah.
quite
Yeah,
the thing,
quite
I think. So.
I know you mentioned that before too.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, at least locally, I mean, there definitely is as well here in BC. It's just a bit further up the mountain. But
Yeah.
in the interior, they would love you guys.
Yeah.
This
Oh,
is
yeah.
the kind of music they just live on. So,
Yeah.
as far as the suggestion I could make would go if you had
Yeah.
a chance to get up there to tour.
Yeah.
That's
That would be
definitely going to be your audience is just up there waiting for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we got the band now, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
No
killer. It's a
kidding. So you guys-
1980.
It's got like a
Ready to
thing.
get to know each other for real?
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
it's 1980 GMC Vandura.
right.
Like, kick some serious ass.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Well,
It's gonna be fun
You're
traveling to that.
fine. You might have this issue. You don't, but you probably know what I'm talking about. You probably don't drive this van, right? Because I mean, the beer.
What?
I'm saying the beer thing, driving the van. I mean, I don't have my license. You know.
Yeah, so he
Okay.
wouldn't be driving it.
You're off the
Yeah.
hook. I mean, this is just completely me related, but I mean, it was nothing worse than being
Than
there
driving
at the end-
a van?
Well, no, than being there at the end of the school day, and then like the principal announces like, okay, so we need you to watch out for the guy with the beard in the van.
Yeah.
And then like you've been sitting in class all day, but people still turn around and look at you like, maybe I don't know.
Especially driving in the 80s, man.
Yeah, exactly. So I understand there's risks involved. Maybe hold off on your license.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you guys want to include? Anything else that we missed? Anything else?
Oh, I
that
kind of wanted to say something.
Yeah.
I think, kind of, well, at least for me, when we say like traditional metal, or we're gonna bring metal back, or like Legions of Metal is seize the scepter, take the throne,
Yeah.
taking back what we're owed.
Yeah.
Right. It's not saying that metal sucks nowadays,
Right.
Yeah.
and we
That's
need
important.
to save metal.
Okay.
It's saying popular music sucks nowadays,
Right.
and we need to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Just to clear something
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
Because and
Totally.
by traditional metal, it's I think more of we adhere closer to the spirit
Right.
of traditional
Oh,
metal.
totally.
Yeah.
Like it's not all about just being hard and fast and coherent. It's about the music, and it's
So who's out there getting it right today? If you feel like that metal's not hurt in any way, I mean, is it
well,
people
like there's still a bunch of the old guard kicking,
right?
right? Like
Is
and
there
then
any-
and then some of like the, I guess you call them the middle guard.
Yeah.
You know, like they're
Yeah,
still
like
putting
Hammerfall
out
and-
good stuff. Black Guardian, Hammerfall,
Okay.
Iced Earth. They're all
Yeah.
Yeah.
they're all
there's
awesome.
still
And there's,
bands that are-
a
that
bunch
are,
of other bands that
Playing the older stuff, like there's a band called In Solitude
Yeah.
from, I think they're out of Sweden or something.
Oh yeah, Charred Walls of the Damned.
Yeah,
Yeah, In
there's
Solitude,
still a
they
bunch of
definitely have
bands
that,
putting
like,
out good
old
albums.
sound.
But then you look at like the kind of commercialized side of metal,
Yeah.
and you got like the Black Veil Brides or some crap
Never
like
heard
that.
of
I spend a lot of time on the internet.
Right.
9gag is my friend.
Okay.
And that's where I've heard about
Right.
a lot of this stuff, and
Or
it's
there's
just
stuff
like
like Avenged
it's
Sevenfold. and
yeah,
stuff.
it's like glam metal
Absolutely.
on
yeah.
crack,
Right.
and it's just like it's terrible.
Yeah. Yeah. Is this like? I mean, it's almost like
Overly produced,
it's
like
kind of that screamo genre. Too.
yeah, and
It's into that
with the
kind of
whole
stuff,
like
right?
it's that's the stuff that we're saying.
Mhm.
You guys have lost the path.
Right.
This is the path that we're supposed to be on. you're way the fuck over there.
No kidding. Yeah, next day over there.
Yeah, you know, in fact, jump off the cliff.
That's
Like,
right.
you know, it's not that we're saying that all the guys who have gone hard and fast, like all the guys who went down, like all the thrash guys, all the death metal guys, we're not saying they suck.
No,
Right.
we
we're
like
not attacking them in
listening
any
to
way.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a massive Amon Amarth fan.
Yeah.
And they're pretty heavy, pretty so I mean they need to keep putting out albums.
Right.
We're not saying that. We're just saying.
Oh yeah.
Is there anybody that you guys play with right now that like is really getting it right that you've interacted with through your being a band as Iron Kingdom?
I mean, like there's.
It was like Skullfist. from Toronto.
Yeah, there's a band, Skullfist from Toronto. I find, they're really cool guys, and
Right.
we get along with them, and they play a similar style to us as well.
Was that over the internet that you guys connected, or was
They came out here.
Yeah, they came out here touring,
Right.
and we kind of stayed in touch over the internet, and those guys, I'd say they're doing the right thing.
Right. Yeah.
We've played with Omega Chrome.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Omega
Omega Chrome,
Chrome's
local
really
band.
cool.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
one more
they're
time on the name there.
Omega Chrome.
Omega Chrome.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And they're from here.
Yeah, they're
from
from here. Yeah.
And they've been around quite a while.
Yeah, actually, their old singer is now in Iced Earth.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Apparently, Steve Block made the jump from them to Into Eternity.
Right.
Iced Earth.
Wow. So lots
Yeah.
of movement out there.
So those guys are really cool guys as well, and local band. So we've done more local shows with them, and I don't know if I should say anything about it, but we're possibly, I don't know. We might be touring with them in the summer, so that could be potentially exciting.
No kidding.
I really like their attitude towards music as well, and
But
but
they seem fairly like-minded.
oh, totally, yeah.
Yeah. But just to clarify, potentially exciting as in like he's gonna get excited about it later. Right now, maybe not.
It's still kind of up in the air.
Well, it's like we're still talking about it. I think it seems pretty solid. It's just really kind of getting down to it and actually booking the shows and stuff. Like, I mean, we totally plan on hitting the road.
Yeah.
And going as far out as we can.
Oh, yeah,
hopefully
that's
getting into the
not a question.
States, whatever, right? But
You bought the
hopefully
van,
they'll.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll come along for the ride and we'll kind of help each other out and switch headlining spots or whatever. And I think it'd be pretty sweet.
Right.
We're playing more with like metal bands and then
Yeah.
metal bands that are more similar to
Yeah,
us. And
we in the last ever since we were in Kingdom, I think we really hit the metal market,
Right.
and we've been playing more with bands that played metal.
Yeah.
But then,
But even
as
then,
we
played
kinda
with a lot
went-
of death metal bands.
oh totally, and as we kind of went around, being in Kingdom, we've almost found this power metal scene in Vancouver, and I think we're starting to get into that a little more, and hopefully we'll kind of go from there. And
Yeah.
yeah, we
Well, there was that band Sanctuary too that we.
oh yeah,
Oh, from-
Yeah, they were
yeah.
from. Is it Halifax? I think.
Right.
Yeah, I think they're from like Nova Scotia or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
they
a lot of cool bands.
So you're not
Definitely
alone.
have
There are a
metal
few of them out
There's
there.
a few,
right?
there's a few of us out there. But it's just kind of interesting because it's kind of weird how it I mean, it could just be because I've never really been like looking on the internet all over the place for bands like us, but
Right.
I've just kind of found we just did this naturally. This is just how we went. I never even, when we started the band, I never even said we're going to be a traditional heavy metal band. I just started playing music. I was just
Right.
like, I wrote a song.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call this blues. I wouldn't call this jazz.
Yeah.
I wrote a song. Here's a song. I don't know what it is, but it's a song. It
Yeah.
definitely is rock of some kind.
It's as musically innocent
Yeah.
as it gets, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Guitar?
this is, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it totally came from Deep Purple and Van Halen influences because that's
Right.
all I listened. I had 2 albums,
Yeah.
Deep Purple, Machine Head, and Van Halen Greatest Hits, and I just listened to them all the time.
Yeah, and then I joined the band and was like, you should listen to more Maiden and Priest.
Yeah, and then I was kind of like a little scared at first, and was like, "Wait, there's
No,
other
and then-
bands?
and
I don't
then
know."
Yeah.
Really got into Maiden and Priest.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it was hard to, nudge him on to the next
That's
band.
right.
Yeah, he was always kind of like
on repeat.
he was always kind of like a couple bands ahead of me, and he'd show me them like Saxon and whatever, and
Yeah.
I'd be like, "Oh, this band's sweet," but at first I'd be a little hesitant.
Well,
But-
it's like, before I left, I was always like, listen to Blind Guardian,
Yeah.
Iced Earth, Hammerfall.
Yeah.
this shit's awesome.
Yeah.
And he was always kind of like, oh, it's all right.
Yeah.
Like I liked the odd song here
You
and
know,
there.
and then when I came back,
Yeah.
he was like, you know, I'm listening to Blind Guardian, Hammerfall.
Right, yeah.
And I was there like
And it's
constantly.
like, you know, like that's what I was saying. We're all on the same page now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like before, you know, I was really influenced by power metal, but
He-
we
he
had
was
a
a
harder
bit-
rock sound,
Yeah.
you know. Whereas now it's
We're all
going-
like
we're all
the
going
same.
towards more of the power metal, like
Yeah.
you know.
But it's still in a traditional kind of sense.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, power metal is really in a. It's kind of
power
like a
metal
new
was really the
traditional
next
metal
wave of
kind
traditional metal.
Yeah, and I think it's just like a little bit more modern version of traditional metal.
Right.
First album is a bunch of songs. The
Yeah.
second album's gonna be an album.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's written as an album.
Yeah.
And considering we crammed the majority of the songs into about 2 months period,
Yeah.
Uh,
No kidding.
Yep.
you know,
It
it
was a
sounds
tough
It's almost
writing
like
album,
1
yeah.
month.
No,
Well, that's
it
good,
was
though,
a
'cause
couple
everything's
months, but it was
cohesive
really
too,
yeah,
like that.
it was
it's,
really-
it's all got
yeah.
the same vibe to it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Without feeling like you guys wrote the same song twice.
Oh
No,
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 each
no,
song
you
is
listen
like
to one
got its
song,
own feeling.
You
to
listen
it,
to
like
one
its own
song and then you listen to
story.
the next one. There's like not necessarily a totally different meaning, but they're all in that kind of like it's not a concept album. It's a themed kind of album. So like Leighton was saying earlier, the whole heaven, hell, you know, good, bad, that kind of thing. So the whole album kind of has this theme in it.
Mhm.
So lyrically, they're kind of, sort of connected, and some kind of. You could almost make it connected if you wanted. You could kind of pretend it's a concept album if you
Right.
really wanted to.
we did
Right,
come up
right.
with a story.
We kind of
like,
we came up with one that actually
Okay.
would
and
work.
it was
so,
like, wow, this works. Like,
Yeah.
This is weird.
But it's not something you're gonna advertise.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
we're just you know
It
you
was
can
just more like a hey, cool. You know, there is a solid theme running through the album.
exactly, and I think we were always wanting it to be a themed album. We didn't really go for concept. We didn't have a story behind it or anything. We just kind of wrote, but with the theme in mind. But musically though, like every song is, you know, you listen to one song and it's one way, the next song is another way. Like still sounding like an album. Like
Yeah.
you know, I'm not trying to say that
Each song like stands out in
each
its
song
own way,
has its own
but fits
feeling.
within the album.
Yeah,
So
It's all pieces of the puzzle.
yeah.
Yeah.
totally.
Well, it's good though. Then you get the whole thing together and you
Yeah.
actually get that, you know, that final picture.
Yeah.
I think the
Well,
album's gonna
Kingdom
flow
of it
really
looks like.
well.
Yeah.
It's the songs really, you know, they have that flow.
Yeah.
So to take one would just be out of context kind of thing. though,
Yeah.
In terms of the overall what you're
Oh,
looking
yeah.
for.
Yeah.
Like
I
everything
would
connects.
say-
It all
There's only
goes
really
together,
one
really,
song
so.
that doesn't
But-
like really like perfectly fit
Right.
the rest of them, but that's because you know
But it fits more. Are you talking about the last one?
no Crown and Iron
Oh.
Oh yeah, that's true.
because you know we had Legions of Metal,
Mhm.
right, and we were kind of like, well, now we're Iron Kingdom,
Right.
we need like our song,
Right. Right.
you know,
right, right.
like every band has that, like
Yeah.
if it's not self-titled, it's almost self-titled,
Mhm.
right, and one time I just came up with this like chorus.
Right.
Right. So I like wrote it down, and then like 2 days later, he was like, "Hey, we should do a song like about us."
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, "Check this out."
Right.
And he was like, "Oh, this is cool," you know. So like it, you know, but it still fits musically and kind of fits lyrically, but
Right.
it's about us.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and our fans.
And
like,
you know,
it's
but like,
maybe,
but it's like a continuation of Legions of Metal.
Of
right?
course he would say it.
Legions of Metal was like it was like a mission statement.
it's like
You know,
metal.
this is what we're gonna
pride.
do.
Yeah, it was kind of trying to tell the
Yeah.
audience.
It sounded like
Yeah.
that.
It's totally trying to tell the audience like that message that we're telling you is that traditional metal. You know, that's
It's
what we
not
are.
dead,
Real
yeah.
music.
Right.
Like,
We're
You know, we're gonna.
come back and raise hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, kind of thing. Like we.
and
we
again,
want this
not
to
saying
flourish.
that like other metal is
Yeah.
like doing it wrong, but like this is what we really enjoy, and we want
Yeah,
to
and we just
bring,
feel like there's
our,
a place for
our
it,
spin
and
on it.
and it went away for no reason.
Right.
And why can't it also continue?
There's
right?
enough of the fans
Yeah.
out there and enough
Yeah.
of the people that
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
You know, there's
you know,
tons
you
of
can
people,
you
like-
can like the thrash, like you can
Yeah, like,
you can
we like
love heavy
thrash
metal
and-
in thrash
yeah.
version and death metal, whatever. But I think everybody kind of, well, not everybody, but a lot of people came from the traditional thing,
It's,
and it kind of just seemed to have died. And
We-
power metal's the only thing really keeping it going.
we play a more like I think universal strain of metal.
Right.
Like you know, you'll have guys that are just really hardcore and they're like, "You guys are wicked," you know, like
Yeah.
like I really like your songs, you know.
Oh yeah, it's
And then
weird.
you'll have people who
that are blues bands.
don't listen to metal.
Yeah,
And will
and
tell
they're
you,
like,
"I don't listen to metal."
Yeah.
But you guys were cool.
Right.
You know, like I would listen to you guys, and it's like, you know,
It's like we're not trying to do that, but
but
it just
another
kind of
great
happens.
compliment,
Yeah.
though, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
which is
totally.
cool.
You know, when somebody says that they don't listen to the genre, but that they would listen to us,
Absolutely.
like, you know, and that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Is we're
In a non-selling
And one
out
thing
way.
I
yeah,
wanna-
in a
It's just
non
us.
we're
It's
not
just us.
we're not trying
That's-
to, like, you know, capitalize on everybody.
Yeah,
you know,
no.
be the next big sensation kind of thing. You know,
Yeah.
nothing
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
But the more people that we can get into metal
Mhm.
and maybe be that gateway
Yeah, like
into, you know, get them really listening,
Yeah.
the better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Absolutely.
mission accomplished.
Right on.
Especially younger people.
Yeah.
And
it's really
do you want to
cool.
make one thing clear? We are not a thrash band. Some people are
Yeah.
confused about that.
Okay.
I like thrash, but
On
like
record,
some people,
not a thrash band.
yeah,
Yeah, we
some
seem
people
to
get
get
quite
weird labels.
confused and
I
Yeah.
absolutely hate genres. I'm not gonna lie to you. I hate them. I
We-
hate them.
we
I
do
hate
not
them.
consider
It doesn't
ourselves-
matter which
I
one it is. I don't care if
there's
it's
too many.
traditional old one or not.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
all suck now because there's too many of them.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I understand, I think, in a way, the labeling in that, you know,
It makes it easier.
it makes it
It's kind
easy
of-
to find another
Yeah.
band, you know. If you call yourself a power metal band, I'm probably going to like it. At the same time, too, I think we're also trying to say, like, heavy metal, the word heavy metal, we want it to... When I say heavy metal, I don't want you to think death metal.
Right.
You should be
There's
able to
lots of
think...
different
You
types
should
of
be able
metal,
to think it's not just the heaviest you can possibly get. That's not what heavy
Yeah,
metal
it's
is.
not
It's-
heavy 'cause
that's
we
part
don't-
of
a big
heavy metal, yes.
spectrum.
But it's
You know?
such a big spectrum, and we want people to understand that too, right? So people just label it as that, and there's so much more to it.
Yeah.
That's
I think a lot of people don't understand how much of a wide range is in metal. There's so
No.
many different.
So many different facets to it.
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
a lot of people just think of one extreme and they
Yeah.
say, "Oh, I don't like this."
Yeah.
You know, like I don't want to be like that.
Right.
And you look at, like, Amanda and Kenny with the piano, 10 years of piano. Or, well, not 10 years, sorry, the grade
Yeah,
10.
grade 10.
It's more than
Took
10 years, I
longer.
believe.
Yeah.
But anyways,
yeah.
sorry, I apologize for that. But you look at their experience in that, and like classical music, like I was just listening on, you know how the TV has these like things where you can listen to different
The radio station.
radio stations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a classical one playing, and I was like, holy, I feel like I'm listening to Malmsteen without
Yeah.
the guitar and drums.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
this is awesome. Like,
Oh yeah.
so
Nice.
like I mean, and
Like,
I
we're
grew up
also-
with
yeah.
her playing piano classical songs.
classical
So at the
stuff.
same time, it's funny
We really
how
respect
classical
classical
music is
music,
almost
yeah.
like the heavy metal of its day,
Right.
or
Yeah.
you can say
Oh,
classical
totally.
music
Yeah.
turned into heavy metal.
Yeah.
later
Oh,
on.
yeah.
completely.
Where
like,
it's
I understand that.
and
you know,
yeah.
especially when you listen to some of the albums that have come out in the last couple of years, like Blind Guardian's new one.
Oh, yeah.
The arrangements on it are
Oh.
incredible.
gosh,
Oh,
yeah.
awesome.
And with like a full orchestra, like
Right.
you know, and a lot of guys are doing that. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of different.
Oh, I
guys
was
are
happy
doing
to
it.
hear that you guys had that piano aspect.
Yeah,
or
we
that
actually-
different,
we may have-
element on there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
We,
and
we may
there's
have some
possibly a little
violin
violin
stuff
too,
too.
yeah.
We kind of want to
Convinced
go
him
more.
playing that violin. Yeah, Chris is gonna do the violin.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
You'll be. No, I don't think you want to hear me play the violin.
Not gonna happen.
Not yet. I think I need
Yeah.
like another 17 years
The
of
edited
practice.
version. Just want to say thank you again.
Oh, thank you so
thanks
much
for having
us.
for
us.
being
thanks.
here. Amanda, Kenny, Chris, Leighton.
Nice.
Well, Iron Kingdom
Thanks,
as
Jeremy.
a whole. Yeah, no, it's been great having you here. Yeah, if there's anything else we can do for you in the future, just let me know.
Oh, totally.
Other than that, I'm not worried about cameras and this kind of stuff now.
Well, you
But
can make the people feel like we are human.
Yeah,
Yeah.
make the people we'll get some real conversation. This is what they're like when the camera's.
yeah.
But yeah,
It's,
like,
behind the scenes.
Be sure to check out www.iron-kingdom.com for more information on the band. And for more information on us, check us out at www.sleepingbagstudios.ca. We've got lots of great bands coming by the studio right from now up until the end of the year, so be sure to check back always. Upcoming, we've got Shane Phillips, A Cold City Night, This Thing, The Pit, Silken. Fantastic written articles that feature the likes of artists like Missy and Chelsea, and we'll also be covering a band called The Magic Spells at their upcoming show, along with an interview alongside that. So be sure to check back and see what else is up on SBS Live this week.